Every book about a scientific advance tells you the story. I'm thinking recently of the ship's clocks that they came up with in the 18th century. A genius radical from the outside of the scientific mainstream comes up with this brilliant idea that the old men who run science and technology and the military and the great institutions of our age frankly do not give him the least bit of credit and steal his ideas, basically sit on it until the guy in charge dies of old age. And eventually, 100 years later, they embrace this technology with the call that we will not do this again. We are smarter than that. Butter don't melt in our mouths. I have absolutely no vanity. We are purely in science. Now, this came to mind recently. A submarine called the Titan went down to the Titanic and never came up again. Now, the submarine does appear to be a kind of slipshod, rattle trap, death trap made out of carbon fiber, which apparently is a really bad thing to build subs out of. It's made of multiple materials, which expand and contract at different rates, which is really bad for a submarine. Um, I'm not too upset about the video game controller because what are you going to do? Drill a hole through the hull so you can run the wire? No, a little wireless, that's okay for me. But one thing that comes out with all the interviews of the scientist, it's not a certified vessel. They're tourist. Now, just today I was listening to a woman, I didn't catch her name, but she'd been to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, which is very impressive, the top of Mount Everest, which is very impressive, and the edge of space, which is also very impressive. I have never done any of those three things. I do not intend to at any point in the future, so don't call me out on that. But I just find it somewhat unlikely that one scientist would be the most qualified person to do those three things. And she's decrying they're just going down there to say they did. Meanwhile, if accredited scientists do the same thing, somehow it counts because they're not one of us. And they're not real scientists. Just a thought. Seems a little bit of hypocrisy.